Hey, everybody. We're back.
It won't unmute your mic.
It's not supposed to. We're supposed to be using only one mic, remember?
Okay, sure. Hopefully they can hear you.
Well, I'm talking into that microphone, so hopefully, yes.
Oh, the one back there? Okay.
That's the
Alrighty.
one.
Okay, sure.
We've been away for a while, but we're back. We've changed the way we're doing things.
We don't have any idea what we're doing.
Be sure to like and subscribe because, we want you to get notifications when we go live because we're going to do this sort of as this is what we're reading this week and what we're interested in. The air just came on. So, yeah. Hey.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm here.
You ready to talk about comics?
Well, we can give it a try.
I get to look at him sideways because we're sitting right next to each other, but we have our own camera. So I guess I should look at the camera and say, hey, how you doing?
I'm ready to complain about our setup. Can I do that instead?
Go ahead. Complain about our setup.
The top and the bottom of the book is cut off. I don't like that. You can't see that it says Prelude to KO, DCKO up top there, which is kind of why the whole book is here.
Ta-da! It says Prelude to DCKO.
Alrighty. And at the bottom it says, the race is on to save the DC universe.
So, Derek picked DCKO as his thing that he wanted to talk about. And so I'll let him start by saying, why did you pick this?
Okay, so first off, when I first heard the premise of KO, a big fight across of all the superheroes fighting each other to find which one is going to represent the entire world, I kind of thought, Marvel did that decades ago with Contest of Champions. There's really no reason to do this again. Why are we bothering? And then Scott Snyder and Josh Williamson, the two writers, did a retailer meeting and talked about why they're doing it and their love for the project and what all it is meant to be. DC put out a unfinished version for retailers to take a look at before we ordered. And now I have actually read the book. So it's really good.
So this is Justice League, the Omega Act Special #1. This is the prelude.
Right.
What made you decide to include this?
Well, okay, so if you read somewhere, I don't know if it's in the beginning of KO or if it's in the beginning of Omega Act, it says that everything since the DC All-In Special that created, well, not created, but that separated it did create the Absolute Universe. And it set the DC universe on the path it is currently on, with Darkseid having died and then getting reborn.
I do know at one point it says, remember this all started when you were all together here before.
Right.
So
so everything since then has been leading toward this. Now, more specifically, as we'll find out when we get to some of the other books here, some of the storylines have been leading directly to this, even though it wasn't fully announced at the time that that's where they were going. But then they all sort of meet in the Omega Act, which is a prelude to KO, in that it sets up the events of KO.
There you go, a DC Comics event, DCKO.
It's a really nifty acetate cover, which is stuck to itself.
As acetate does.
Let go. So that's the inside of it.
So, let me guess. Superman figures prominently in this.
Superman does figure prominently.
Does Batman?
Well, I'm going to rewind a little bit before we get to Batman. Actually, you know what? We're not going to talk about Batman at all today.
Okay.
We'll talk about Batman in a few weeks.
Okay.
When the book that deals with Batman comes out.
Okay.
Which isn't to say he's not in KO. He is. He's in KO, and he's in the Omega Act special.
He's in the prelude, yeah.
But in the prelude, several of the time entities in the DC universe, Time Trapper, Booster Gold, who can travel through time, others, approach the Justice League and tell them what's going on, which is that the Darkseid has reborn in the future, bigger and badder and worse than he ever was. You find out in Superman, starting with issue 28, that he has warped the Legion of Superheroes into sort of an evil version, which is what the 3 issues of Superman leading into this are dealing with. Sorry, I can't stop looking because you're distracting me, but keep doing what you're doing, I'm just saying. And the heroes are told that there's no, that the future folks have looked at every scenario possible. There's no way that the superheroes can beat them, with one exception. The Heart of Apocalypse is
the center of the earth.
Is the center of the earth.
Did you know that?
From when Darkseid had died back in the DC All-In Special. So it produces Omega energy, which is the bad energy that Darkseid has always run on. Just explained a little bit more. I like the full cover. I don't think he's
trying to figure out a way to show this to you guys without the glare.
Foil's glare.
But yeah, Superman busting out of the comic there.
So the only option they have is for the heroes to fight to determine the one victor, and they can't fight like heroes fight, where Superman says, "Well, Batman, you'd be better at this because you're more a Machiavellian, so you win." No, we can't do that. They have to actually fight to win.
Because
or else the heart of Darkseid will.
And they have to fight to mean it.
Yes, well, that's what I.
Because the heroes have to kill.
Well,
we're talking about.
They don't necessarily use the word kill, but they have to fight to take out their opponent. Now, I presume that will mean,
At one point it says, presumably to the death.
Presumably.
It does say that.
But,
presumably to the death. Because it has to be these overall able to control the heart.
And whoever finally wins, the plan is that the theory is that the Heart of Apocalypse will embrace them and give them the power to recreate the world, the universe, as they see fit. So
we do have blind bags left. I almost wanted to point that out to you.
Yep, the blind bags have lots of different covers, some full covers that you can't get anywhere other than in them, as well as the ratio variants and stuff like that.
But are we going to talk about who is the narrator of this book, or are we going to let that be a surprise, even though it's been out already?
I guess, unfortunately, I'm going to say I'm not sure who you mean. I didn't read it this week. Who are you referring to?
Who's the narrator?
Yes.
It's the heart.
The heart itself is the narrator.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I got that. I don't know that I got that fully, but
so he already is aware of what's going on.
It
is already aware. I say he because it's
yeah.
But it is already aware of what's going on. So, and it's pretty much decided that they're losing. They can't do it. So where is that confrontation? Not only do they have to beat each other, they're going to have to beat the heart.
Well, they have to subdue it. Yeah. Yeah. So the Omega Special way back here. Sorry, your camera is. We get too many books here. You lose part of the books I just noticed. Sets all this up, and the heroes make their plan, and it gives you a brief glance at what they do over the next week to prepare for going into this battle right before Darkseid comes. And I always say Seed. It could be Darkseid. Probably is Darkseid, but I always say Seed.
I've always said
comes to destroy the universe.
That's why I refuse to say it.
And then that goes into. It leads directly into KO. But do you have the other books? Kind of alongside with the beginning of KO, coming out of the special, are the KO tie-ins, which I was skeptical about again, because tie-ins don't always mean they are a tie-in. Tie-ins sometimes just mean, hey, we mentioned it, so that counts, right? But these are solid, true tie-ins. For example, the Titans book.
Well, hang on, I have them in order that we have on one of it.
Well, I haven't had a chance to read the Justice League Unlimited, so I'm not completely sure what the Terrific 10. Mr. Terrific is one of the heroes that stays back, does not go into the competition. to help protect the Earth. The Titans are the main heroes to stay on Earth and try to do what needs to be done here.
So,
for example, they've decided to get all the
they're evacuating.
They're evacuating the Earth, but they're also getting all the villains and putting them somewhere so they're not in the contest. They don't want Lex Luthor or the Joker winning this and being able to reimagine the world in their preferred way. So if Joetta read Justice League 12, she can speak about that one.
I did. I don't remember. So it's basically the Titan. No, maybe I didn't read this one. I thought I did.
The Titans is the Titans.
But no, I mean the Titans are in it. See, the Titan
yeah.
Tower and getting the Titan Towers ready to go. But really, this is all just about evacuating. They're all worried about the humans and getting the entire world's population evacuated, because if they fail, they need a backup plan. Of course, if they fail, don't think the backup plan is really going to help.
They don't really specify where they're sending people, but they are the 3 Titan Towers are spaceships that are taking off to
you read Superman,
carry
right?
people out. I read Superman. I still wish you'd go to Titans since I keep trying to talk about it, but okay.
Okay. Well, you put them in I was going to use the reading order.
I didn't put them in that order.
I thought you put them in order of when they happened.
No, I did not. They all 3 of them sort of happened at the same time, all 4 of them.
Well, they do kind of all happen at the same time.
Titans came out the week before the others, so I would say it was first. So as it says,
it very clearly says evacuation Earth.
So the Titans are in charge of getting everybody off the Earth. Like I said, the 3 Titan Towers are now spaceships. Everything in on the planet is working together. All the countries, all the different agencies, LexCorp and Star Labs, and everything is working together to make all this happen.
Well, see, you mentioned LexCorp, which is actually SuperCorp.
Well, no, it was. It's back to LexCorp
now. LexCorp now, but anyway, she says LexCorp and she says SuperCorp. But anyway, they actually happened before this, because in Titans, they're in the big ships, and I didn't know what big ships they were talking about. But in Superman, after going to the Fortress of Solitude and trying to talk to his father and getting no answers, he gets his father to tell him, well, why did you only save me? Would you have saved everyone if you could? And he says he would have saved everyone. And so then he has a great thought to get the LexCorp ships, which maybe they're not. What I thought was Superman.
It is.
The ships get where does he go to see the ship though?
But anyway,
that's the giant ship that fits an entire city.
They are using Brainiac's technology of shrinking cities, like the bottle city of Kandor, so as to get entire cities into these ships to take. And again, they're kind of vague on the where. And I will admit, as much as I've enjoyed this so far, and I really am enjoying the tie-ins, especially because they give you kind of like behind the scenes concurrent stuff. I'm really all about the all-in, like the Kevin Smith View Askew universe, how it all is interconnected and whatnot. I love that. So these Titans and Flash and Justice League and Superman and Aquaman coming up, I'm not sure what else, give you some of those behind the scenes tie-in things. You have to suspend. I mean, you're reading a comic book, so yes, it is a little bit absurd. Where are they sending all these people? But ignore that fact. Go with it. Have fun. That's my best advice for this.
And they all the heroes have their own. Like, it's still a Titans book as opposed to being
right. Yeah, it is definitely this. The Titans book focuses on the Titans characters and their role in doing this. Superman is about him and his
and his family. To some
extent, his family.
And Supergirl is in this as well.
And I did, like I said, I did not get a chance to read Justice League, nor did I get a chance to read Flash.
We're going to talk about the last page reveal in Superman. Or no. There's a last page reveal. And the best part about it is, now remember, there's all Apocalypse is affecting all worlds everywhere. So, and all timelines. So at one point you hear, Clark, wrong Clark.
Superboy Prime is back. He came back in the Superman story leading up to this with the Dark Legion, and he is helping Lois, who gets a special surprise. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, perfect.
And I don't know if at some point we're going to go back to KO itself. Are we?
We can if you want to.
I just want to say that there are two.
But all of these happened before KO, really.
Right. Well, yes.
Because they're all.
They happen concurrent with the beginning of KO.
Repping.
They happen at the beginning of KO, but before the actual fight. Oh, which book is that? Which book is that?
That's Flash.
Okay, Flash has a special preview of
Immortal, right?
No. That's Night Fight.
Oh, Night Fight.
That's the book that explains Batman's role in all this. It says right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Flash and Impulse have a big part to play in setting up DCKO. Because Flash is the one who, in the prequel, gets dragged all over because he can, run fast enough to cross dimensions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the time traveler or just traveler? Time trapper, sorry. And what's his name?
Well, there's Booster Gold.
Booster Gold. Take Wally and run through different dimensions to show him the future they're trying to prevent is everywhere. That if they don't listen to him, to Time Trapper, even though he's the bad guy, then it's going to be worse than ever. So Flash is definitely like the setup for DCKO. He also makes it into KO. Does he not? Yeah.
So basically, when you get to these, are we to KO now?
Yes.
Okay. When you get to KO, all the heroes or all the heroes who have chosen to do this fight think they're going to enter the place they have to do the fight. It turns out, they find out when they get there that no, only a certain amount of them will get through.
And they have to fight it.
This portal, there are obstacles keeping them from getting through the portal, and they only have an X amount of time to get there. Some surprising heroes do not make it through the portal and therefore do not go on to the main knockout fight. Some of them will have other parts to play in this in upcoming weeks and other storylines. But I just want to wrap up KO, please, by saying that in spite of my skepticism, it's a really, really fun story. Really well done by Scott Snyder and Josh Williamson. It's as tied together as it can be. Mark Waid is one of the co-writers of the Flash storyline, and everybody knows how good Mark Waid has been on the Flash before, so you can expect more of that. I'm completely converted and 100% looking forward to it.
He definitely was not looking forward to it when it first was announced. He was very much why are we doing this again? But it's a fresh take.
I literally said that to a guy from DC when we were at where? Yeah. Oh, the Alliance Open House. I literally said to him,
why are we doing this again?
Marvel did it 20 years ago. Why is DC doing it now? There's no need. But this is a really, really good storyline. Makes perfectly good sense. Ties in great with where Scott Snyder has been directing the DC universe and the Absolute Universe for the past 2 years. This series, I will say, does not affect, according to DC, does not affect the Absolute Universe. That doesn't mean the Absolute Universe has nothing to do with it. It just means it doesn't affect what goes on in the Absolute Universe.
Can we show the last page reveal of this book? Has it been out long enough?
If you want to.
So the reason that we say that is dun 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 dun. I can get the page to open. certain people seem to be also in the champion arena.
And you can't see, but they're referred to as the three destroyers.
That would be Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Superman.
So how they affect and how they play into this, we don't know yet, obviously, but they do have an effect on KO.
But KO will not have effect on the Absolute.
Right.
So, all right. That was about 20 minutes talking about one. That was perfect.
And now a series of books that I have even less to say about.
Because unfortunately, Derek doesn't have time to read comic books. I actually have not had a chance to read all of these either. I took a break from X-Men. X-Men has been... I didn't read comics as a kid, but X-Men has always been my exposure, I guess, to comic books. And mostly through the movies, but and X-Men 97 TV show.
Well, I mean, still give you a working knowledge of the characters and whatnot.
Right. So X-Men Age of Revelation Overture is the beginning of Marvel's big event, because DC can't have an event and Marvel not have an event to go along with it, because that would be bad. I took a break from X-Men because there were just far too many storylines, far too much of the humans hate mutants, and that's all. There's no good humans. They're all bad, and what are we going to do about that? Even though the X-Men are all great and love humans, and this to me is more believable, in that the X-Men tried to create an island and live peaceably with the humans, and the humans all were like, "Oh, we don't like you anymore." Whereas in my mind, the bad X-Men, the evil guys,
the bad mutants,
sorry, not X-Men, the bad mutants would not have gone along with that. And in this series, they don't. They have made over the world in their own image. And
so Age of Revelation takes place, as they say in each book, X years later.
X years in the future.
I don't know if that X is supposed to be 10, as in powers of 10, or if it's X as in we're not going to tell you the number. But there's been a virus bomb that went off.
I was going to read you the little opening thing.
It's at the very back.
It's at the back of that one?
Well, I don't know about that one, but it's at the back of what I read.
Usually they're in the very front.
No.
X years ago, the X virus swept the U.S. after the detonation of a gene bomb. Millions died. Those who survived became mutants. The affected areas grew into the Revelation territories. A mutant nation ruled by Doug Ramsey, aka Revelation. He can command people with just a word and strip anyone who defies him of their ability to communicate at all, turning them into babbles. Some mutants have joined Revelation's ranks as choristers and seraphim, but with one of his choristers having been killed by the X-Men, Revelation may be vulnerable. That is in the book of Revelation. In the Age of Revelation Overture, you find out, why did the X-Men kill a chorister? Because the X-Men don't kill people. But in the Age of Revelation, he's kind of ticked. You killed one of his peeps.
That is a really fun full cover.
I love that full cover, yeah.
Book of Revelation is the only one that I have read. It takes place with Revelation and his inner circle. Well, I won't necessarily say his inner circle, but with his group of choristers, giving you a bit of insight into why and how he's gotten control of the entire planet as the heir of Apocalypse.
So Apocalypse is on Mars. What do they call it? Acropos. Anyway, Mars.
Akor?
The mutants. I don't know. Akoria or something like that. Akoria. The mutants that left Earth are there, and Revelation is on Earth, running Earth.
They went to Mars when Krakoa, the island,
got killed.
Got destroyed.
Yes.
So basically, for 3 months, I believe for 3 months, each series is a 3 issue series. some are one-shots. Marvel is postponing their regular books, Uncanny, X-Men, Phoenix, Storm, Wolverine, everything. And they're replacing them for the 3 months with these books instead. Some have direct correlations. For example, Laura Kinney Wolverine is now Laura Kinney Sabretooth in the Age of Revelation. Age of Revelation. Others are a little bit harder to see the exact ties, but anyway.
So in Amazing X-Men, the same paragraph, X years ago, the X virus swept, blah, 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 blah. But beneath the surface, resistance is stirring. So the Amazing X-Men are getting ready to fight back. Cyclops and Beasts found their minds inhabiting the bodies of their older selves 10 years in the future, thanks to the X-Men of that time. The X-Men explained that Revelation was the one who released the X virus, so he could establish himself as a savior king, and that they need Cyclops and Beast's help to end his reign of terror. So the Amazing X-Men are attempting to fight back. That's one of the ones I haven't read yet. I haven't read Binary yet. Binary came out last week. Binary is the copy of Captain Marvel. She was created when Captain Marvel was entrapped. She's she is Carol, but not Carol. So anyway, then there's this one. I love this. I did read this one. This is Iron and Frost. So Iron Man, Tony Stark, and Emma Frost, White Queen. I can't think of her ex name. Frost. I guess she just got by Frost. But anyway, so they got married, if you remember, back in the bad times, trying to hide her as being an X-Men. So she, in her human form, pretended to be Tony Stark's assistant, and they got married. In this book, they are still married, but it was a marriage of convenience, not love. And she is psychically talking throughout the whole book. And at one point, she gets hit, and he yells out her name. And she suddenly realizes that maybe Tony actually feels something for her. So this is going to be more of like a romance book, I think. But it was super fun. I really enjoyed this one. Do you know who Longshot is?
I know the character Longshot from the New Mutants, yes.
Okay, I didn't.
Okay. But, I mean, he doesn't feature on that cover right there. So.
He is not. And interestingly enough, he is in the book, but he's not in the long shots.
Okay.
And
I take it Hellcat and Simon Walker are Wonder Man are in the long shots?
Is it Wonder Man? I guess maybe. Yeah, so
Simon
there are
Walker.
plenty of people out there in the world who have bounties on their head. So we're going to have a new TV show, a reality TV show in which we are going to hunt down these people with bounties. And the way we're going to pay our actors is they get to keep the reward money.
Okay. So the long shots are the ones doing the hunting?
Yep.
Or the ones being hunted?
Nope, they're the ones doing the hunting.
Okay.
So it's kind of cute, kind of funny. Of course, I read this one because, I love me some Rogue. Can you?
You just got to take some of the books away.
There we go. I'm a little confused about this one. Looking forward to reading number 2 because is Storm supposed to be a bad guy?
Oh, is that how she's portrayed?
I'm confused as to whether or not Storm is a bad guy or not. I do know that is Rogue Red, not Rogue Green.
Right.
Very important because Rogue Red does not have Rogue Green's powers. So.
What are Rogue Red's powers? Or not known yet?
I don't know. She definitely can't fly because in the beginning they're like best friends and Storm carries her. So she can't fly. I know that. But yeah, so
Give me some of those other boards. Sort of that side.
This is the one Derek mentioned earlier. I haven't read it at all because I don't know. I just didn't get to that one. No, I think I read this one though. I'm not a huge fan of the anti-hero groups. So Sinister 6, that is exactly what you think it is.
Sinister
6, yes, it's exactly what you think it is. Sinister is out there, and he gets these guys together to fight because, you know, if Sinister can't rule the world, nobody can rule the world, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, that would be his approach. Yeah. So we've got Venom.
And Sinister has made multiple copies of himself all through all different realities, trying to make himself, and he's always improving, right?
Right.
When one of his Sinisters dies, he learns from it. So I'm assuming, I think what I got from this is that he's made sort of clones of these other anti-heroes to try and, I think, I could be wrong though. They could be just other anti-heroes that he's.
We've got Venom. We've got Wendigo. Can you tell me who else we have?
Isn't this White Fox?
Okay, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
That's
Wendigo.
Okay. You know,
the guy in the center looks kind of like he's Scott Summers' brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's related to Scott Summers. He's not Cyclops, but he's the other one.
It's his brother. His name I can never remember.
Let's see. Here we go. Mr. Sinister, Havoc. Oh, it's Havoc. Domino, Black Cat, Omega Red. It's Omega Red, not Wendigo. Lady Phantom X, and Venom. So Lady Phantom X. Okay. Venom. That's Domino, right?
I guess that's Domino over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Domino.
Not have. I guess maybe the black hair in the front, white hair in the back is supposed to tell you
Which
that.
I love Domino. I didn't really ever think of her as a bad guy.
Oh yeah, she started out that way. But anyways, if you notice her eye, she's all blue. Her eye is white. Now I can see it.
Okay. So then out this week, or no, this was before. Yes, this was first. This was World of Revelation. I should have shown this one first. This is actually happens on the Mars. So this one is
prior to Overture.
Well, no, it's. Concurrent. I think it's kind of concurrent with Overture. So they're walking around. Well, no, he's not walking around. Just one person trying to deliver a message to Apocalypse.
Yeah, right? That's Apocalypse. Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, brain sometimes can't get the words out. So anyway, that's just if you want to know what's happening over there on Akora, whatever the name of the word, it tells you somewhere. Anyway. Okay. This one came out this week too. You didn't read this one either, right? Last Wolverine?
Nope.
All right, so guys, spoilers. Wolverine is dead.
Dead?
Yeah, that's not Wolverine.
No, that is definitely not Wolverine.
That is Wendigo, who is now going by Wolverine in honor of Wolverine. So this is our Canadian group. He is in Toronto, protecting the city of Toronto. And he's a big baddie, big goodie, I guess. Big goodie. He's yeah. But if you'll notice, maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just
hiding,
taken over.
Oh, like possessed?
He's been told, because remember, Revelation can command you with one word, and you have to do what he says. So it is very possible that Wolverine has been commanded to not be good.
Aha.
So there you go. There's our last Wolverine.
Yeah, one more from this week.
And then this is Omega Kids.
Actually, you should have two more from this week, I guess.
Yes, I do. So Omega Kids I love it. I'm so invested in Omega Kids. I just read this one today. You need to read this one. Of course, I love the new X people when they try and bring new characters in. It's super fun. In case you were wondering, yes, they are all psychics. So they are a team of 4 teenagers who are being led by him.
And he is, do we know who he is?
If you hadn't asked me, I probably could have said it.
Oh, is that Quentin Quire?
Quentin Quire, yes.
Oh, okay.
So we have Curtis Terrell Jr. Can you move the thing around? Curtis Terrell's up in the corner there. We have Nell Widows. No, sorry, Nell is blue hair. Isla Bazkirk. And Bailey Quinn is the blonde. And somewhere in here it tells you what their powers are.
Interesting that they're being led by an adult version of Quentin Quire.
So
not one of the best psychics out there. I guess I should say goodest.
So we've got Curtis Terrell, who's 14 years old.
You're blurry. I wouldn't even try to do that. You want to read it?
Yeah, okay. So Quentin Terrell is 14-year-old beta-level psychic with telekinesis and a hormonal tinderbox. Nell Widows is a 15-year-old psychic empath with gamma-level mutant with sharp horns. Quentin Quire, of course, we know him as a mega-level mutant. Phoenix host of the whole 9, former X-Men, X-Force, Avenger, Xavier School, Jean Grey School alumnus, joiner disguised as an outsider. Ayla Boskert is a 16-year-old powerful psychic visions, the alpha of the Omegas. And Bailey Quinn, 8 years old, an uncharted psychic abilities, unreliable clairvoyance, and lethal psionic blades. So she can.
Okay.
So, how much of it can I tell you without telling you about it? Well, I'm invested. It has the last page reveal that you so want to see in a good comic book. So yeah.
Okay.
You need to read that one.
Alrighty.
So you can talk about it. I didn't read it till today, so I couldn't make him read it ahead of time.
Well, it just comes out tomorrow, so.
Radioactive Spider-Man. Now this is one I did tell him to read, but you didn't get to read it, right?
I did not get to.
It's on me again to talk about.
I told you this whole series is you.
I don't talk about comics like this.
So who is that Peter Parker? With his excessive amount of arms?
He has an excessive amount of arms because...
Well, he's radioactive.
Well, yes, because the X virus affects humans. And what is Peter Parker?
Human.
Does he want to be a mutant?
Probably not.
So they have discovered that the radioactivity inside of him fights off the virus. But it doesn't last forever because the virus is in the air. It either kills you outright or it mutates you. And so he has to keep going back and being irradiated.
Okay.
To keep the effect of the X virus away from him. So, yeah.
Kind of a Hulk homage cover here.
But it is, I'm assuming that's supposed to be him getting irradiated.
That's what I would take it as, yes.
Yeah. So, he's still Spider-Man. He's still doing his Spider-Manly things. But he has extraneous arms and such.
Well, a spider should have 8, so I mean, it's just making up for lost time. Alrighty, so
there you go.
We hope you enjoyed this video.
Oh wait, there's one more.
One more cover. Got one more cover for Spider-Man
with his extraneous arms.
Yeah, you can see them better in that picture. Clearly, not all of them fully formed or anything like that.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed this video. The plan, I believe, going forward is for us to pick not an entire series of books like we did with KO and Age of Revelation this week. That was more of a get caught up on what the 2 big happenings from Marvel and DC is. we'll pick a handful of independent books each. Could be DCs and Marvels. You don't ever know.
What we're interested in, what we're reading, and we're going to try and get each other to read the books that we think are really cool for the week, so that we can have an actual conversation as opposed to just one of us talking. But we want you to chime in too. If there's something you're looking forward to, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to read that one and talk about it as well.
So anyway, thank you for joining us on our first video in a very, very long time.
We missed you.
Yes, we certainly did. I doubt you missed us. I hope you got better things going on in your life, but if you did miss us, that's great. You can let us know.
Welcome back.
But hopefully every Tuesday, sometime between 4 and 6, just depending on how life goes, we'll be doing these videos. And I'm going to hit end stream now unless you tell me not to.
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Bye, guys.
Come in tomorrow and get all these great books.